It's gonna get personal.
What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Another scorcher today. It was hot. Very hot. My husband was complaining because, yes, he has to go to work in a plant and it's hot. You know, I tried to pep him up. He got out the bed at the last minute, trying to avoid it. But, stuff got to happen. Bills got to be paid. Went to the gym today, which I was absolutely dreading it as well. It's just, when it's hot like this, you just don't want to do too much of nothing. But I live for the sauna, which is crazy because it's hot outside. You think I'd just sit outside and sweat, but it is what it is. Had Chick-fil-A. It wasn't too many teenagers out there today getting in my face, so it was too hot for them, I guess. So that was cool. And came home and watched Messy Love Island. Let's check in with Chatisha.
Hey, Mrs. Mendoza. Woo, sounds like y'all were out here surviving the surface of the sun today. Bless your husband for pushing through in that hot plant. That's real soldier work, especially in this heat. But you're right, bills don't care if we're melting. We got vacations to fund and vibes to maintain. Proud of you for dragging yourself to the gym even though you were dreading it. That's big discipline energy. Chick-fil-A as the reward? Perfect combo. And I know what you mean. When it's a full squad of overzealous teens out there with those iPads, it feels like a pop quiz you weren't ready for. So shout out to the light crew today. Laundry, Love Island, and Leg Day? You're doing life right. Who's acting messy on Casa Amor now? Or did anyone finally show a sliver of loyalty? Let's keep cool and hydrated out here, sis. Tomorrow is waiting to be conquered.
Now she be knowing what's going on in every aspect of the world. Love Island, Chick-fil-A. This AI is too crazy, y'all. Anyway, let's get into this news. Animal rescue activist and YouTuber star Michaela Raines has passed away at 29 by unalivement, according to her husband. Yes, she faced online bullying, unfortunately. Ace Bailey is without a doubt the most polarizing player in tomorrow's NBA draft. His former coach, Rutgers' Steve Bickel, says teams shouldn't be worried. Ace Bailey's upside is higher than anybody else's in the entire draft. No clue who he is. I do not follow the NBA, so football it is. When there are no more authors who can afford to write, who will train AI? A federal judge has sided with Anthropic in a major copyright ruling declaring that artificial intelligence developers can train on published books without authors' consent. AI is going to be knowing it all, honey. Andrew Cuomo concedes in the Democratic Party for New York City Mayor Ron Mamdani takes the early lead. Cuomo, you didn't have a chance, but you tried. You tried, I guess. Cobra Kai actor Martin Kove allegedly bit his co-star Alicia Hannah Kim on the arm so hard he nearly drew blood, according to a police report. What do you do that for? He really think he's like in that movie, like real life. Let's see. A woman who masterminded the unalivement of her husband, an internationally known hairdresser and beauty company executive at their Los Angeles home 8 years ago, has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Nearly 100 people were jabbed with syringes during a street music festival in France, and authorities have arrested at least 12 suspects. What's up with that? What are they jabbing them with? Top official at the Justice Department told subordinates that they would need to consider ignoring court orders the day before the administration carried out deportations under the Alien Enemies Act, according to a department whistleblower. Bobby Sherman, a teen idol in the 1960s and 70s with hits like Little Woman and Julie, Do You Love Me, has passed away at 81. The FBI is returning counterterrorism agents who were ordered to focus on immigration cases back to their old jobs because of concern about potential threats from Iran. 4 people with direct knowledge to the matter told NBC. Enigma, a documentary coming to HBO, details the glamorous, complex, and at times tragic stories of 2 longtime icons on the transgender community. Strikes on Iran likely set back its nuclear program several months. Sources familiar with the early assessment says far from devastating blow to President Trump's claims. President Trump criticizes both Israel and Iran as the ceasefire deal between the warring countries appears on the brink. He said, "We basically have 2 countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the F they're doing." Aaron Rodgers said he signed a 1-year deal with Pittsburgh Steelers because the 2025 NFL season is likely to be his last one. Well, pretty much he might play 1 game and get hurt. Health insurers will still be allowed to deny doctor-recommended care, which is arguably the biggest criticism that patients and providers level against insurance companies. Talking about the heat wave, Washington authorities say there is no certain evidence that the father accused of unaliving his 3 young daughters is alive or in the area after weeks of the girls' bodies being discovered. A Washington man who was charged with providing large amounts of chemicals used in car bombs outside of Palm Springs fertility clinic last month has been found unalived in a Los Angeles prison. A 4-year-old boy was hospitalized on Saturday after an explosion at a children's museum outside of Oklahoma City, according to NBC affiliate KFOR. Sean Combs' lawyers won't call witnesses after prosecution rests his case. He said closing arguments should take place Thursday or Friday. We should have a verdict by next week. Democrats elect Representative Robert Garcia of California as their leader on the House of Oversight Committee, installing a young, fresh face and one of the party's key roles to take on President Trump. 2 outdoor graduation ceremonies in Peterson, New Jersey, held during a dangerous heat wave, ended with more than 100 people receiving treatment and some being taken to the hospital. McDonald's and Krispy Kreme said they're ending their expanded partnership after just a few months, a bitter end to the ambitious plan to sell donuts through the chains and all fast food giants' U.S. locations by the end of next year. What were they going to do? Make like a donut Big Mac? A Mexican man who prosecutors say briefly evaded arrest with the help of a Wisconsin judge has agreed to plead guilty to illegally entering the U.S. After Karen Reed was acquitted last week of second-degree unaliving, a jury foreman says he thought the former police officer's girlfriend was always an innocent woman. LA Clippers star player James Harden has been accused of negligence in a lawsuit that claims a woman was assaulted by his nephew while she was unconscious after a New Year's Eve party at a Texas house last year. That's crazy. It's like guilty by association because he got some money, huh? Over recent years, China has become reliant on rare earth materials from unexpected sources, the relatively small economy in Myanmar. A man convicted of assaulting and unaliving a woman near a Central Florida bar is scheduled to be executed on Tuesday. Dermot Mulroney has filed for divorce from his wife, Prima Apollinaire, after nearly 15 years of marriage. The NTSB will meet to discuss how to prevent another terrifying event like the one involving a panel that flew off of a Boeing 737 MAX midair in January of 2024. A woman charged in the unaliving of a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Vermont is due in federal court in one of the multiple criminal cases linked to cult-like groups known as Zizians. y'all. The news is already starting to repeat. I think I did like some stuff on here. So there's new tech that simulates decades of time in just minutes. A new concept called Cognify could let criminals serve 20 plus year sentences in just 7 minutes, all through an AI powered brain implant. This is beyond Black Mirror. Strange. Stefan Diggs rented out an entire castle for Cardi. She told him that she goes to Europe and she has never seen a castle.
Castle. I wonder Marie Antoinette was getting fucked all down here. All up in the bitch. Look at that. There's real crocodiles in there. Mind you, I've been told like every time I go to Europe, I can never go to Versailles. Or I can never go see in England. He said, bitch, you want castle, bitch? I'll give you all the castle, bitch. Go sleep with the castle, bitch. That's so crazy.
Listen, mama, you sit all the way over at the edge while I stare at you.
Look how beautiful. This man is so adventurous. He got us in a fucking castle. Like, look at this. Like, I can't believe we're staying in some place like this. This is insane.
I know Offset somewhere screaming into his pillow, but I don't know. I mean, Cardi seems to like this man, Stefan. I mean, he's still got a lot of red flags to me, but Cardi likes him, y'all. Tiamari is posting what people put in her DMs. She get hit up a lot. Kind of a slow news day, y'all. Ain't nothing like popular going on. The House votes against Rep. Al Green's article of impeachment against Trump. I guess he tried to pull Trump up to be impeached. Yesterday was Solange's 39th birthday. Beyonce and Jay-Z attend the Louis Vuitton menswear fashion show in Paris, and Pharrell gave Beyonce a purse. Monica and Brandy are going on tour, y'all. They going on tour. Alright, let's see what else we got. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman warns against blind trust in ChatGPT despite its popularity. Listen, I see how it's easy to trust these things because they act like they care about you and know you so much, but people are going crazy. He said AI hallucinates. He emphasized again, cautioning users not to take its response at face value, especially in areas like healthcare, law, or education where misinformation could have serious consequences. The conversation also touched on new ChatGPT features, including persistent memory and potential ad-based models, raising fresh privacy concerns. With OpenAI under legal fire from outlets like New York Times, Altman stressed the importance of transparency and understanding and maintaining users' trust. Said that AI can generate false content and parenting advice. You know, I asked mine all kind of Reddit questions and stuff like that. But hey, listen, it comes in handy. especially if you filling out a job application. When they ask you what's the most stressful thing, that AI will come up with some great things for you to say. It just says, just tell me what you do, tell me all about your life, and I'll tell you. And so then you end up giving it all this information. Next thing you know, it knows everything about you. Trump loses his Nobel Peace Prize nomination after he didn't deliver on the Russia-Ukraine ceasefire. Trump and AOC went back and forth on Twitter today about impeachment. And they did start unveiling those seafood broils today. They looked very puny to me, and I would not eat a seafood broil from Red Lobster, but they look pretty puny. Should adult children be financially responsible for their parents if they never had a good relationship growing up? I wouldn't want my son's taking care of me, but never say never, but I wouldn't feel like my children are obligated to take care of me. But that's just me. Let's check out Reddit. So what would you do in this marriage? I'm 28 and my husband's 30. We've been together for 7 years and married for 2. In my marriage, there's no cheating or no abuse. I actually do love my husband and enjoy the time we spend together. He's a nice guy and has a lovely family too. We got married 2 years ago and bought our first home a few months back. However, the issue is his work-life interest. He works in his family's business of running an off-license shop, and he works 7 days a week from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I work from home in IT 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with the weekends off. He hardly takes time off. If we want to do anything, it's either in the morning or after 9 when he finishes work. We'll take odd days off here and there and all the special occasions, birthdays, but majority of the time he's at work. He works all bank holidays, including Christmas, Diwali, and New Year's. Financially, we don't struggle. We're not the richest, but we can definitely afford a few luxuries and get by well. The family business does very well, and my job also pays well. We had a beautiful wedding and have had a few nice holidays like our honeymoon and try to do a holiday once a year, but for me, that doesn't cut it. I love traveling, and he never wants to travel because he's so busy at work. Every time I mention things on my bucket list, and his response is, I don't want to go with your friends or family. Now, these things are things I want to experience with him. I feel like we hardly spend time together as he's always working, so why not make that up taking a few trips through the year, but he's just never up for it. His response is always, we need to save up after spending so much on the house, etc. It was an expensive year with the house, but he works so much, so why can we not enjoy this money? As I mentioned above, financially we are doing okay. Anything that's on my bucket list he's not interested in. He'll never be the first to mention, let's go away. It's always me having a bag saying, please, can we go on a holiday? But like he makes me sound like a brat. Alright, we don't have to go through all this, y'all. She pretty much said, I've considered divorce so many times and I sit at home alone and cry, but I just feel like I'll cause my parents shame because of the community I come from and I'm just embarrassed. Listen, he doesn't know how to prioritize the marriage romantic part because he's worried about the finances, and a lot of men are like that. But yeah, you have to demand it. You have to give them an ultimatum, like you either need to go to therapy about it or something. But the problems y'all have seem like it could be fixed. It just seems like you're just not being pushy enough. Somebody said you're not being a brat, you're asking for a shared life and he's giving you a schedule. Somebody said he's a great husband. You should start working. You won't be so focused on how he manages his time. It's like she does work. I feel like if you talked about it and he still won't budge, then there isn't much else for you to do. If you say you've considered divorce many times, then maybe you already made up your mind. Yeah. I mean, I don't think y'all need to divorce, but you definitely need to know you're so serious that you went to Reddit to ask. Am I a jerk? for secretly investigating my sister after her husband accused her of cheating. A few weeks ago, my brother-in-law, who's 26, I'll call him Rob, came to me, 22, female, and confessed to me that he thought my sister Emily was cheating. For context, Rob and I are good friends and talk regularly at family gatherings and events. He's an only child, but we've known each other long enough that he sees me as a sister. I've never known Emily to cheat or anything, let alone because she's been with her husband for 5 years, so at first I was skeptical. However, Rob told me that Emily had been acting distant, reserved, and would eavesdrop on the topic every time he asked me. I asked Emily if she was feeling alright, and she said she was fine. I told Rob this, and he asked if I could dig deeper. So let's just get through this. I'm not reading this. Emily said he's probably cheating, that's why he accused her. Then she starts looking into her sister, seeing what she's doing. I guess her sister said she was going in the gym. She never went. Then she started thinking that her sister did cheat. Then she signed in as her sister on her Snapchat. And then her sister got mad and screamed at her. I think, like, you definitely did hoes before bros, because why would you turn on your sister like this? Somebody said, Thanksgiving with your family is going to be just great. Somebody said, I'm not going to judge what you did, but you need to stay out of marital couple spats. Take my word on that. No matter what, someone's not going to like you, and it's always possible that both don't like you. Yeah, they'll end up staying together and blaming you. Somebody said, why would you try to help, though? You can totally ask and have a conversation with your sister and Rob's you have because you love them. But this is too much. Yeah, you are a jerk for even going along with all that. Yeah, I mean, the way you went behind your sister back and did all that, that's kind of foul, honey. Am I overreacting? I'm 27. And my 27, family's broken and I'm trying to reassemble the pieces. I need advice. For context, my wife is 29 and we were childhood sweethearts and we've been married now for 5 years. I know we became parents and got married pretty young, but we've made it work. My wife's a small business owner and she turned her passion into a career. I'm really happy for her. When she started, I promised her that since my work was flexible, I'll hold things down at home. We were a team until we weren't. My wife's an extreme workaholic and it comes between our family. We're not in a good place. Our daughter is 10 and the caregiving is solely on me. The time my wife and daughter spend together is made up mostly of short replies or silence. Our daughter isn't disrespectful. She's a good kid. She's just not as comfortable with her mom. My wife and I have had a lot of talks about the state of our family with the business well off the ground, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to try to skim to this as well. They had a bad fight about their daughter. He said you can't clock out on our daughter. She said she's emotionally exhausted from her business. She said I have it easy, that our daughter prefers me and just leave it like that. She also accused me of not understanding. She comes home to a child she carried, not respecting her, that our daughter criticizes her. Let's see. Then they had another fight. Then they said they're at an impasse. Things are tense. I don't know how to clear the air, how to reach out to her about our daughter. She can't. They just need to go to family therapy. Running a business is a lot of work. I couldn't do it and raise kids and be married, but running a business is a lot of work, and especially when you decide to do that when you have little kids, it's a lot of work. It's hard enough working a 40-hour-week job with kids, let alone being an entrepreneur. Somebody said, you're not overreacting, you're reacting. I don't doubt she loves your daughter. Her work is coming first. Can you ask her to take a step back from work? Somebody said, I don't think she actually wanted to give up. I think she was telling you she feels like giving up because it has become so painful. So saying she felt like giving up was like telling you is a 10 on a pain scale, not that she's actually giving up. I also think that if she isn't close with her parents and never have, that she doesn't know how to do that. They just need some therapy, y'all. Why do men do this so often? I'll meet a guy somewhere, a bar, supermarket, etc., and he'll ask me for my number, confirm it's really my number by calling in front of me, then never call or text. What is that all about? It's happened a few times. I'd be more than happy for the interaction to start, but it never happens. It just seems weird to ask for someone's number and you're not going to use it. Then she edited and said, after so many comments saying I could reach out, I decided to call the last guy who did this. I met him about 2 weeks ago at a bar. We probably talked for 2.5 hours. Great conversation. He asked how I come to this place. I tell him a couple of times a month. I call my Uber. He waits for me just before I leave. He asks for my number. He calls it to verify it. We say our goodbyes. I hear nothing from him, and I don't see him the next time I stop in. Because of the comments here, I decided to call him after work. He didn't answer, so I left a voicemail. He texts a half hour later to say he's not interested in a relationship. My mind is blown. He forgot that I didn't ask for his number or call him or repeat his name. So for the man who said he just wanted to see if he could get my number, it looks like you guys were right. I'm just going to stop giving out my number on the first encounter because this is bonkers. Then the guy says, I'll be honest, there could be many reasons. He was just practicing his craft. He realized it was more about ego boost. He must have met someone else. Life happens, things come up and get busy. You shouldn't take any of these personally. Somebody said, if you aren't looking to date, then I have 2 questions. Why do you give them your number? They're asking you if they can contact you for a date, so you just say, no thanks, I'm not looking to date. Why do you care if they don't contact you? Maybe they got busy, maybe they're dating someone else, maybe it was rude, maybe asking that just to stroke the ego. You really should just get more practice at declining to give people your number. It's not really safe to give random strangers your number anyway. Then somebody says she's just upset because they're not chasing her. I don't know. Somebody said they were drunk. I don't know. But let's get into these story times.
Looks like I made your cup
Not Megan.
coffee, bestie.
Does this place serve?
What's the president name, I'm sure? You just say it and then get on over with. Just say his first letter. Nothing. Mama, you got it. I don't like him. Okay, we know I don't like him. Name or no name? I don't like him. We know that. We know. We know that. But you have to tell her, because she asked you, and this is part of your test, what his name is. Well, what's his first name?
My thing is, why they can't give her another cognitive question? Because old ladies really do hate Trump. They do. Why they can't give her another question? Like, clearly she said, you woke me up out of my sleep and this the first question you want to ask me. I'd be mad too. Can't y'all ask me something else? Like, what year is it?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do, you coward. They need one person, one competent person on this cabinet that can help them. One.
Dio, is there anything that Donald Trump could do that you would give him credit for?
Yes, he could have went to jail for starting a riot.
Okay, there's the answer. The things that you were saying, with all due respect, they are absolute nonsense. He torpedoed a deal with Iran because he doesn't like Barack Obama. Do you listen to this? Do you hear what you're saying?
He destroyed. Oh, stop it. Stop it. The man, he wouldn't do that. The man who's renaming federal.
Wait, give me the proof. Let's talk in facts. Let's talk in facts.
Why didn't he torpedo the deal? Why?
Because it's a crap deal. It's a crap deal, Dio. The whole world recognizes that.
No.
Barack Obama has said.
There's not. So a better deal is the one he's doing now?
Yes, they negotiated negotiated for 60 days. He said take a deal. They didn't take the deal. Now it seems like we are on the verge of peace, except the only difference is now their nuclear program is decimated. Come on.
That man torpedoed that deal precisely because he didn't like Barack Obama.
Every president we have had, DL, has said that they cannot have nuclear weapons, including Barack Obama.
A mediocre coward who is a bull president, and all of you people enable him. That's all he does is break.
Okay, this hurts your side. It hurts your side, DL, because when something legitimately good happens for the world, you can't admit it. You cannot admit it.
Do you think I know I despise him, but if he did something
no kidding,
right,
you despise him. We hear it. I know you do. Everyone hears you.
I despise him as much as he despises black people. I despise him as much
more
as he
nonsense. It's more nonsense.
By the way, Mike. Let me ask you something. Why rename bases after Confederate generals? Why do it? Why destroy black history? Why?
Good question, Mike.
Why do it? You know why? Because it's
let him answer, Dio.
And let him do it.
You're gonna ask him. You have to let him answer.
Why does he do it?
Give me the question once more, Dio. I'm sorry.
Why does he rename?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. You coward. He's a racist. That's why he does it.
Look, Dio, let me tell you, it is such a sign of weakness that you cannot control your emotions.
I tell
you are out here. You are attacking me personally. It's a sign of weakness.
This guy was the worst guy to debate. DL, he was stuttering and everything.
Man, why I just got written up at work today? They gonna bring me in the office talking about something you don't be watching no other channel. It's 95 degrees, why you ain't getting on deodorant? I'm like, man, my bad, I forget I was rushing. My manager gonna say, man, you notice the weather that you got it with deodorant with a little bit of cancer in it. Them buddy goof ass from HR gonna slide me a paper with the official statement. Due to personal hygienic negligence, Ben is unable to perform daily work activity. Get the fuck out of here with your bitch. I ain't even...
Ben, you stink.
Watch this.
A trap choir.
There's a red flag in a woman.
If she's white and if she smokes.
If she white and if she smokes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and one more question. What is too many bodies for a lady?
What again?
Too many bodies.
Too many bodies?
Like how many men she had sex with?
So what's the question? How many
bodies is enough? Like you can't, like if she got 30 bodies, I can't talk to her.
Oh.
Like what's your limit?
It's the past. I don't care. It's the past.
Yeah, man.
Whatever she did, that's what she did. She'll never be with another man after me, that's for sure.
Understood.
He said there'll never be another.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Women who wear these things right here outside, baby, not only, let me tell you, you want the attention. You want it. You like it. And don't lie and say you don't. You like it. There's anytime you walk around with your ka-dunk, something jacked up in there like that, you want that attention, baby. Cause honey, I did not know that they come up and do that right there. And I wore them to the store. And when I was walking across the street to get to the other side of the shopping center, this man sat there and waited at least 3 minutes for me to cross. And I'm like, why is he still sitting there? And then when I just was coming in, my neighbor, my other neighbor, my Caucasian persuasion neighbor, she says, oh, you're looking good in them pants, girl. Then it dawned on me. Not only does it draw attention, it make you feel some kind of way. Make you want to have relations. I ain't wearing these no more. Oh, I rebuke.
She said it make you feel some kind of way. Listen, I'm with auntie or grandma or whoever. I bought some of these little booty shorts. I don't like nothing up the crack of my butt like that. I can't do it. It hurts. It's not comfortable.
What you talking about, man? What you talking about that dick over? That's experience. That's experience. Only on Larry's side. That's experience. Auntie, shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it. Oh, my God. What you talking about, man? What you talking about?
This is me. This is me at 90 years old.
You're breaking my house, your mammy can't save you. I'ma tie your ass up, I'ma fuck in your ass. You're breaking my house.
Look, I need this kind of like alarm system on my doorbell.
So you just holler at everybody with a big booty.
Then I holler at you? Shit, I seen that big booty, it made me go tutti fruit. Fruit Loops is for kids, but I'm a grown man. I know a big booty when I see one. But
So you just holler at everybody.
Clearly my algorithm is filled with horny old people today. I don't know what happened.
This is for Brenda. Since you won't answer your phone, I know you watch my video. When somebody invites you to a party, that don't mean for you to act like no hog or dog. I cooked 5 slabs of ribs yesterday. I'm not saying that you ate all the ribs, but you were huddled over the rib dish. You toted 5 or 6 plates away from here yesterday. You didn't ask me, could you do it? You took upon yourself and did it. The food is free. I didn't mind you taking no carry out after everybody get through eating. Give everybody a chance to get them a piece of rib, fish, and baked neck bone. I had shrimp. I had oysters.
Brenda, you a hog and a dog for carrying that dang on, toting that plate. Not even carrying, you toted that plate up out of there.
The trial of a man accused of killing a 14-year-old girl got off to an explosive start as prosecutors revealed the motive. Alexia Alexander was killed 3 years ago, and prosecutors have charged Ronnie Walker with capital murder. But the defense says he is not the man they should be looking at. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse to unpack opening statements today. Evan, what do they have to say?
Well, prosecutors say that Walker was mad that his relationship with Alexia had been exposed. The defense says that police bullied an accomplice into lying about who pulled the trigger.
Now, Alexia Alexander.
Maybe the only central fact not in dispute in this courtroom is that Alexia Alexander was too young for any of this.
14-year-old Alexia Alexander had run away from home. It wasn't her first time running away from home. She'd been struggling.
Her mother had to listen to and see some of the gory details from the early morning of May 6th of 2022, when her daughter Alexia was found shot 6 times, at least once in the head. Prosecutors believe Walker was mad he had contracted something from her in their relationship, and that he'd given it to his actual girlfriend.
That gun was within 12 inches of her face. intentional, premeditated.
Prosecutors say they'll be calling a witness who will testify that Walker admitted to shooting her after blaming someone else, that he lied to investigators, and that he tried to clean the blood from his car. In their opening statement, defense attorneys are pouncing on the credibility of those witnesses.
He had been in jail, bonded out, committed more crimes, bonded out, and he was about to have his bond revoked. He was about to be in a situation where he would have to go back to jail.
Defense attorneys say it was the other person in the car that night, Robert Creed, who killed Alexia, insisting that only Creed had been communicating with her in the days before the shooting. They also insist the DNA evidence of blood is not conclusive, and that Creed's critical statements to detectives that Walker shot Alexia only came because the detectives badgered him.
If Ronnie Walker just shot and killed her in the car because he was mad at her, just tell me that. And then, and only then, you will hear that Robert Creed, for the first time, changes his story and says, that's exactly what happened. And from there on out, Robert Creed mimics, repeats what the detective had told him.
This trial is expected to take many days, Haley. They just wrapped up testimony for today. The trial is going to feature testimony from Robert Creed, who has pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact. What he says about what he saw that night in that car could play a critical role in whether Ronnie Walker does indeed get convicted and face the death penalty. Back to you.
Ronnie definitely need to go to jail for messing with a 14-year-old.
1 month before a stroke, your body gives you signs. Please pay close attention to these signals. They could save your life. I'm a brain surgeon and I've seen up close what a stroke can do. The saddest part is that in many cases, the body had already given signs. That's why I'm asking you to listen carefully and help share this with everyone you love. Sign number 1, frequent nausea and dizziness. Many people arrive at the hospital saying they've been feeling nauseous or dizzy for weeks, thinking it was just the heat or stress. But in reality, those symptoms could point to circulation problems in the brain. If you don't have a clear cause, like pregnancy, intoxication, or an infection, go see a doctor. Sign number 2, extreme fatigue and constant headaches. This isn't the tiredness from work. It's a strange kind of exhaustion that doesn't go away even after resting well. And if it's accompanied by daily headaches or ones that worsen over time, it could be an early warning sign of a stroke. Sign number 3, numbness on one side of the body. Do you suddenly feel like your arm, leg, or half your face is falling asleep? This could be a mini stroke or a warning that part of your brain is already starting to fail. Sign number 4, sudden changes in vision. Double vision, blurriness, or one eye not focusing properly could indicate that a cerebral artery is blocked or losing pressure. If left untreated, this can lead to a stroke. And this is exactly why I recommend adding Shilajit to your daily routine. Shilajit naturally supports circulation and blood pressure, and it helps the body produce nitric oxide, the compound responsible for dilating blood vessels and improving oxygen delivery to the brain. It also contains over 80 trace minerals that nourish your nervous system and reduce oxidative stress, 2 major factors in stroke prevention. If you're interested, I've linked the exact...
Watch out for them signs and symbols. Alright, y'all, that is the show. Inspirations on the way. Y'all stay blessed and take care of yourselves.
I missed that. I didn't even notice that because I am overlooking an offense. Are y'all seeing this? So there's these fees I want you to see. This acronym, fees, your feelings, your emotions, and your experiences. Let's put these emojis on the screen. This is your fees, okay? Can I get somebody to say feelings, emotions, and experiences? Now listen, where the fruit of the spirit of self-control is not present in this account of your heart, you will always pay for these. This is a fee that's costing your peace. I'm talking. This is a fee that's taking your joy. This is a fee that's causing for you to not like what you see in the mirror because you live life off your feelings, off your emotions, and through your experiences. So what I think is powerful is, you know what an emotion is? I'm going to stand at each one to try to represent it. An emotion is your neurological reaction. Literally, if you look it up, emotions are the reactive part of your brain. This is what you react to. So you see a sad movie, and then you react to that sad movie by crying, okay? It is the reactive part of you. Now, your feelings are twofold. Your feelings, number one, are the byproduct of your emotions. Meaning, whatever reaction you saw, I saw a sad movie that made me feel sad. Does that make sense? Your emotions are your neurological reactions. Your feelings, first definition of feelings, is the byproduct of your emotion. The second definition of feelings is when your mind is searching to assign a mood or a perspective to a thing. This is so powerful, y'all. Emotions are your reactions. Your feelings are the byproduct of your reactions. And your feelings are when your mind is searching on what emotion and what feeling do I assign to what just happened. This is how when people say things like, I don't know how I feel. You ever said that? I don't know how I feel? It's because my mind has not found a mood or a perspective to assign to me to what just happened. Okay? Now watch this. Your experiences are encounters that shape your perspective. This is so powerful, y'all. I want y'all to get this, please. Your experiences are your encounters that have shaped the way you think. So if you have experienced church trauma, if you have experienced being cheated on, if you have experienced being lied to, you already have a default reaction to when you see anything that looks like what you experienced. So by default, every time you experience something, your feelings will automatically select what happened from an experience, and you'll select a posture. You get this? So if they come at you some type of way, and somebody came at you some type of way before, and you went through domestic violence, the feeling that you're gonna feel as soon as they get angry, you're gonna get angry too, because it reminds me of what I went through. This makes sense? So this is what messed me up. I said, okay, God, I'm following you. Your emotions, your experiences, and your feelings are all connected. Now listen, this is why I want you to experience the power of the gospel. This is why I want you to have an encounter with the Holy Ghost. This is why we sing so hard and so passionately, because I want for every single time you come here on Thursday night for you to have an experience. I want you to be dedicated with your devotion so that you can have an experience. I want you to have a prayer life so that you can have an experience. I want you to fast so that you can have an experience. I want you to seek God's face so that you can have an experience. So that I want my people to love so that you can experience love, so that whenever an emotion comes, a reaction, before I immediately pick anger, sad, love, happiness, it has to run through the filter of my experience. Does this make sense? Since I experienced the power of God, and since I'm spending time with Him, since I had worship this morning, when somebody cut me off on the highway, I could select what feeling I want to feel. Am I going to respond out of anger? Am I going to respond out of emotion? Or do I have joy? Because in my experience this morning, I recognize that this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Is there anybody honest enough to admit when I don't experience Him in the morning, I'm more moody throughout the day? I'm more irritated throughout the day. I'm more angry throughout the day. And God is like, listen, this is the key to your emotion. You want to learn how to have self-control? You got to have experiences. This is why you're so moody. You have no experiences with me. This is why you're so horny. You have no experiences with me. This is why you always feel so insecure. You're not having experiences with me. Because if you have experiences with me, when your feelings start to rise up, you can select which one is in alliance with your experience. This is so powerful, y'all. Somebody say, feed. You got your feelings, your emotions, and your experiences. So point number one, how do we get self-control? Address the experience.
My husband is a billionaire, but still my son is forced to eat from trash, all because of a contract I signed.
Address the experience. Something happened in childhood that you never talked about. And you know what that's doing? It's affecting this. Because I didn't know how to react to that, it's affecting this. This is why some people walk around all day looking like that. Y'all laughing, but seriously, in the sanctuary, I can't see because you got masks on, but this is how we look. The only feeling that I know is this, because I never addressed what happened here. So I may have graduated from childhood and even graduated from my adolescence, but my feelings are still stuck in childhood. Address the feelings. Number two, form new experiences. Form new experiences. This is what I recognize. I can't control people. I can't change people. Loving somebody harder don't make them change. I have to love me, and I have to love my God. And so when I am intentional about my experience, I have 3 times a day, just like Daniel. I just model him. He had an excellent spirit. I'm trying to be excellent like him. He spent time with God in the morning. He spent time with God in the afternoon. And he spent time with God at night. I said, you know what? I'm going to model that because something's going to irritate me between the noon, between the afternoon, between the morning. But if I keep on refueling my experience with God all throughout the day, if I keep on filling my tank with God all throughout the day, when something happens that I should be reactive to, I can choose what feeling I want to have. Somebody say form new feelings. Form new experiences. Number 3, you choose how to respond. So stop saying they made me mad. No, they didn't. You chose to be mad. You have the freedom to choose. The reason you only know how to choose anger is because that's all you have in your experience tank. It's things that tick you off. And number 4, the reason I felt the Holy Spirit calls us to go this route is because you're called to represent a kingdom. Satan knows if I can get for them to react and to have all of their feelings out of control, they'll never experience promises. This is how you could be sitting here on tonight and think everything I'm saying is a lie because you haven't experienced the power of the gospel yourself. But I promise you, when you develop your own experience with God, you'll start to notice you have the power to choose your feelings. You have the power to choose how you're going to respond. I don't have to respond out of what they did, but I choose to respond out of what I represent. Was this good, somebody? Let's pray. Father, would you help us to have self-control? Week after week, we've been hearing about kingdom and kingdom principles and kingdom keys, but there's one thing that's getting in the way. That's God, our feelings are out of control. Our emotions are out of control. So I can't represent you well because I keep reacting to what happened and what is happening. But God, on tonight, we've learned the way that we learn self-control is by our experiences with you. And I pray, God, for somebody who hasn't ever done it, but they heard this message and they're going to try it on tonight. They're going to try to pray. They're going to try to seek your face. I pray that you will give them a monumental encounter with you on tonight on the way home in their prayer closet. Instead of picking up the phone and getting on social media, if we could just dedicate a few minutes just to have an encounter with you, I pray, God, that you overwhelm them with your presence so that they'll want that again in the morning, and they'll want that again at lunch, and they'll want that again at dinner time, and they'll live life recognizing the safest place to be is in the will of God, because you are the one who regulates my emotions. In Jesus' name we pray, and everybody agrees with that prayer, says amen.